In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet with ChatGPT. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I need to know is what to make the lead magnet about. And actually here are the different steps I'm going to be taking while making this. Determine what to create, reasons they won't want it. So this would be objections or won't exchange the email. Reasons they need it, what makes it urgent for them. Then I'll create the lead magnet, determine how to promote it, and create copy to promote it, all with ChatGPT. The only thing I won't be using it for is the actual creation of the lead magnet if it's something that needs to look a little bit nice. If it's something that's all text, then I can still use it for that. All right, so let's get started. Determine what to create. All right, so here I have my audience. I talk a lot about my audience here. I went into pretty great depth, and then I told it I wanted to come up with 20 ideas that would be a good lead magnet for this audience. So first, let's go ahead and look at my audience and what I said. Now, I want to say this is a passion project for me. It's not my actual brand or business, obviously, but it is a passion project because I fall into this category. And the main reason I want to have this passion project, it feels a little selfish, but I'm going to share it anyway, is because I want to have a community of people that are similar to me, that understand what I'm going through, and I can understand what they're going through, and we can help each other and build each other up. So that's my goal with this. So my audience is women that have type 2 diabetes, that have been pregnant in the past and have found it much harder to manage their type 2 diabetes since then, are former athletes and want to be athletes again. They're hardworking, they value both their career and their role in motherhood, but often tell themselves they'll do it later when it comes to taking care of themselves. I even included that they have a CGM or a continuous glucose monitor or want one. I talk about what they've tried before, that they're ready to make a change, and why they're ready to make a change. And so then I say I want 20 ideas that would be a good lead magnet for this audience. I want to solve a teeny tiny problem that will help them see forward progress. So not only do I want it to solve a small problem, I also want it to be something that they can start to see momentum from. I don't want it to, so I said what I do want, and then I also say what I don't want. I don't want it to be diet related or restrictive, but I'm okay with it being related to things like drinking more water, etc. I want it to be something that's community based, and it should be exciting and interesting enough that they'll put their name and email address in exchange for it. So let's go ahead and see what it comes up with. Now, I will say I don't usually give this much information, often because I find that it focuses on, hyper focuses on one of these things, and I don't get the others. So I am interested to see what happens here. Okay, so 7-day jumpstart guide to better glucose control, mindful movement challenge. I like that one better than the other ones I'm seeing so far. Mindful movement is more aligned, I think, with what I'm looking for versus like a jumpstart. Plant-based starters kit, I definitely don't want. Water challenge, I'd be okay with. Glucose balancing grocery list. So I'd be okay with this one, except I don't feel like I'm qualified to do this one, even though I am experiencing this and know what works for me. It's so different for so many people. So that's why I'm hesitant to do something like that. I also wouldn't mind doing something that's like a recipe book for people that have similar needs as I do, based on what I've seen work. This one doesn't really work for me. 5-minute stretching routine, I don't feel like that one's exciting enough. Meal prep guide, nutrition tracker, positive self-talk. So some of these things are pretty general and not really what I'm looking for. This one, sleep hygiene, I don't know what that means. And so that's interesting to me. Like the name of it is interesting. Quick workout guide. I like the idea of this, but I don't like how it's called. I don't like, if it was something like maybe the quick workout guide for women with type 2 diabetes, that might be more interesting to me. A step tracking, glucose balancing snack guide, I like that one. But again, everyone's so different, so I'd be hesitant to do that and would have disclaimers all over the place. Let's see. Weekend wellness, I like the idea of that. Social support guide, healthy habit tracker. Okay, so a lot of these feel very general to me, so I'm going to ask it for something more specific. I'm also going to ask it to go deeper on a few of these. Okay, so I said give me more ideas like 2, 5, 11, and 12, but make them more specific to my audience with more intriguing names that make it clear who this is for. So basically, I'm just trying to niche down a little bit so it's not like your general run-of-the-mill thing that you'd see everywhere. Okay, I really like this one, Energy Boost Challenge, and I would even add in for women with type 2 diabetes. And often I don't like to say for women who or men who or something like that, because I don't think it's niche enough. And so one thing it's not really picking up on, even with the moms, I sometimes don't think it's niche enough. One thing it's not picking up on is that these aren't just women. These aren't just moms. These are, the reason that I included this was because it is, at least for me, has been very different managing my type 2 diabetes after being pregnant, not even just after giving birth, but after being pregnant, it's been much, much more challenging. And so that's why I included that. Ooh, I like this one, mindful movement chat. I really like this one, number 3. I think that's the one that makes me most excited. Now, the question is, will my audience feel as excited about this? Okay, now when I look at, I'm on spyfood.com right now. When I look at the monthly volume, so not a lot of people are searching for this, obviously, but people are searching for athletes with type 2 diabetes, famous athletes with type 2 diabetes. Does type 2 diabetes affect athletic performance? So there are some things like that. We also have people searching for vitamin D. I'm guessing that's what it is. Magnesium, cinnamon, serotonin. So these are some things that I can talk about or add in even to the title of it to even more call out those things. Okay, and then this is Uber suggests as I'm looking at it, a few things that are coming up to me. Wines for diabetics, type 2. So this might not be my particular audience, but the idea here that you can still have the lifestyle you want, I think does apply to my audience. Meal plan for type 2 diabetes, female, women, type 2 diabetes symptoms, women who take more steps have lower, I'm guessing, risk. So there's a few things here that is giving me ideas on. One thing I'm not seeing though is I'm not seeing my specific stuff. So I'm going to search one more thing. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a kind of this idea that the, let's see, where did it go? Unleash Your Inner Athlete, a mindful movement challenge for type 2 diabetics. I'm not seeing a lot of information that relates to that at all when I'm typing in the keywords that I'm looking for. So that could mean one of two things. It could mean that people just aren't interested in it, or it could mean that it's a completely blue ocean with people not serving that, not talking to people who are like me, who are like, on the inside, I feel like an athlete, but I'm not doing the things to be that athlete. So that's why I really like this. If my main goal here is to find that community, I think this could be a great way to go. I would probably need to run ads to it because I don't think people would find that on their own. And because I'm not seeing a lot of searches for it, I don't imagine that people will be searching and finding. I might be wrong, but that's what I would imagine. So if I was looking for other things that I could do that I think would go over well, is this one to recharge your batteries, maybe step up your game. And then instead of for active moms, I would say maybe I would probably start at 7,000 steps a day challenge for women with type 2 diabetes or moms with type 2 diabetes. So we have a few options here that I really like. So I want to point out when I said give me more ideas that I like, then that's when I was able to get more of what I wanted. So now that I'm going to go, I think I'll probably go this route. This one is the most exciting one to me, but I'll probably go this. No, actually, I'm just going to go this route. This is what I want. This is the audience I want. I don't know. I was second guessing myself. So here we go. So I have determined the idea of what I want. Now I need to get a little bit more clear on it. Is it going to be a challenge? Is it going to be a PDF? What do I want to do with this? Okay, so then I said, now I want ideas on what kind of container to have this in. I wasn't sure if it would understand the word container, so I also included way and kind of activity to get a little bit more clear. I said, should the challenge be in a PDF, a workbook, a community-based challenge in a Facebook group, or something else? Give me 10 ideas on the way container kind of activity to turn this into. So we have an email series. This would be like a email course kind of thing. I like the idea of that and that it's evergreen. I don't like the idea and that I want a community. Downloadable PDF workbook with space to track progress and log workouts. So I like that idea. One thing I could do with this, a few ideas, I guess, for this immediately. I could turn this into a PDF that's free and then upsell to a challenge that's like $10. That way I can offset the cost of running ads if I decide to run ads to like a $10 challenge. So I like that idea. I could also turn this into a physical copy of a journal too and bring in leads through that by having it on Amazon. I would self-publish through Amazon KDP. And if you are thinking, ooh, I love that idea, when you go to AI Copy Club, we do talk about how to publish using Amazon KDP on there under business and then book creation. And then from there, you're going to go to publishing a low content book on Amazon, and that'll help with that. Little side note nugget there. All right, let's see. Then we have an interactive, a private community-based challenge in a Facebook group with daily check-ins, encouragement, and support. I like this idea best, I think. It would be challenging if I did a paid one of this, only because I'd love to have this, at least maybe the first time, I'd love to have it for free in my main Facebook group, which, by the way, doesn't exist yet. Like, this is brand new. I love that idea. Could maybe do it for free the first time and that everybody can do it, and then do a paid version in the future that has like a pop-up Facebook group. The next one is a web app, interactive web app that offers daily tips, exercises. So I don't have a web app. That's something that I can create, but it'll take a while and I don't really know how, so I'd have to learn. A video-based challenge with daily videos demonstrating the exercises. I like that idea, but it also feels like a little bit too much work. I want this to be something that's low key. And for this part, the mindful movement, I really want to be stuff that they can do in the in between. So they just washed a dish. Okay, we're going to do 10 squats here or something like that. Let's see, a physical book or journal. So I already talked about that. Public Instagram challenge. I like that idea, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to think because I am this audience. I'm like, would I do that? Most likely not. Gamified challenge, anything gamified, I really like. Virtual group challenge with daily virtual workouts. Ooh, I like that idea a lot, but I would need to pay someone. So I think what I'm going to start with is number 3 and number 2. All right. So at this point, we have determined what to create. The next thing that I need to do is reasons it won't. I actually think I'm going to go down to creating the lead magnet copy and text first, and then come up here to the more of the marketing stuff in a minute. So now I'm going to tell it, okay, I want a private community with a downloadable PDF workbook. Can you plan each of it's supposed to be 7 days. I think I might want to do 5 days instead. Actually, no, I'll do 7 days. Okay, so I'm going to ask it to do that. All right, so I asked it to create a downloadable workbook with space to track the progress and then also log the workouts in a private community-based challenge in the Facebook group with daily check-ins, encouragement, and support from others. And then I have they can download the PDF for free, but the challenge costs $10. Now I want to create a 7-day plan for the challenge. And then I said in the plan, I want to include 10 workout movements. Every movement should be done while doing something else. And I gave an example of that. A water plan with how many ounces to drink, and then break down when to drink every 20 ounces, plus affirmations specific to this audience. And then I said I also want to include what I'll be posting in the Facebook group to help everybody stay accountable and excited, and reminding them to drink water and encouraging them to post self inside that group. So now we press enter and see what happens. So one thing I changed here is I would change it to I would maybe say former athletes, or for women who are former athletes and have type 2 diabetes instead of who are type 2 diabetic. I like to do that. And so day 1, do 5 squats, do 10 calf raises. So it's not giving me all of it, so I'm going to need to do more. I thought that I may have given it too much. I probably should have just stopped here instead of adding on all this extra stuff. So let's see. What I'm going to ask it to do, so it's saying only 20 ounces. So I want to clarify it's 120 ounces per day. And I want the times at which they should be drinking the 20 ounces. And then also I need to clarify that there's 10 workouts, not just 10 of that movement. Okay, so I updated it. I said close, but I want 10 different workout movements. It should happen while something else is going on. Okay, so I gave it examples. I said, continue to tell me when it should happen, like when folding laundry, listening to an audiobook, picking your kids up, watching TV, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And from there, it should, yep, okay. There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Some of them won't work. Like on a phone call, doing wall push-ups probably isn't going to work, but it gets me closer to what I want. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So then in the next section, I'm going to make another video on this. The next one I'm going to do is going to be about, okay, so we created the lead magnet. So the next thing we'll create is the PDF version. And then once we create the PDF version, the next thing that I'm going to do is ask it to create the social post, to promote it, the social post within the group, and then I'll go into the objections and all of that. I'm going to make another video for that though, and I'll talk to you soon.